Everybody feels sorry for me, right?
Call me a god.
Pray for me.
Call me a god. Call me a god. Call me a god.
I'm like a weapon, fuel to the top. In my thoughts, obsession. I will not stop. No, I'm never second guessing. I got a God complex. Haters love to hate, but I never feel pressed. Got a lot on my plate, but I never get stressed. I'll take all the pressure like I'm facing this test. Tear it up like I'm Jay. I see this place like a game. To the bank to collect my payments. No negotiations. It's my way. I was born impatient. And like a damn Freemason, I'll run this nation.
Yes, it is a bad dude. What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Dog Pound. I'm M-Dog, and I want to thank you all for spending your time here with me. I've got a pretty cool video planned for you guys today. But before we get started, I truly appreciate it if you'd smash that like button, share this video with a like-minded friend, and then hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any new content that gets uploaded to the channel. You guys help us out tremendously just by doing those couple of things. You can also follow me over on True Social, Facebook, X, Instagram, and Patreon at the Dog Pound with M-Dog. And I'm now posting videos over on Rumble at Dog Pound with M-Dog. That's all one word, spelled just like you see it, right here at the bottom of your screen. And if you'd like to help us out in a big way, you can do so by becoming a member of our Dog Pound family by clicking on that beautiful membership button. By doing that, you'll receive discounts on all Dog Pound merchandise, and you will get your name added to the credits of all of our videos. You can also help us out by grabbing one or two of these very cool Dog Pound t-shirts. Now, let's get started. Welcome to video number 9 of our video series featuring hunting firearms and properly titled Tools of the Trade. I've been looking forward to doing this review for quite some time. I have never fired this gun, and it's been locked up in my boom room for over 20 years now, only getting some time out for good behavior to get its biannual scrub down in fresh oil. Over time, I have done extensive research on this gun, only to discover that it was discontinued many years ago, received 2 or 3 newer generation versions of it after it was discontinued, and then having all variations of it abandoned completely by the manufacturer well over a decade ago. I'm talking about the original Savage Model 10 ML 50 caliber Smokeless muzzleloader. And this is the original first version of the Savage 10 ml series of smokeless powder muzzleloaders. It is in mint condition, unfired, and fairly rare these days. And as you can see, let me open up the bolt. It is a bolt action. There is nothing there in the receiver. It is completely empty, fully safe. All of our weapons are spot checked prior to each and every video to keep everyone safe and sound here on set. So, we're good. I did all that research on this rifle only to discover that there's not much info available on this rifle except for a few vlog forums from owners looking for spare parts or shooters looking for information and advice on load measurements. This rifle is very unique, and it seems to be widely sought after by long-range bench shooters due to its reputation for long-range accuracy out to 300 yards and beyond. The Savage 10 ml was designed for use with smokeless or black powder, and range reports were mostly very good from long-range and competitive shooters. I will not be shooting smokeless powder during today's range session, simply because I don't have enough knowledge of smokeless powder, and I learned many years ago the hard way to not experiment with things that can cause you serious bodily harm or worse. So I will be sticking with what I know, and that's black powder. Maybe once I've learned more about it, we'll do a future follow-up video and try the smokeless powder. From what I've read, the ATF put a halt to sales of the Savage 10mm due to the ability to convert this rifle into a centerfire rifle by simply changing out the barrel and a couple of small parts. This led the ATF to reclassify this rifle to a firearm instead of its prior black powder or smokeless powder muzzleloader classification. After that, Savage Arms discontinued the Model 10mm, and the Model 10mm2 was born. These original Model 10mm rifles are still out there, but they have become fairly rare these days, which makes them a hot ticket item with collectors. And with that being said, let's take a quick look at the specs on the Model 10mm 50 caliber inline muzzleloader from Savage Arms. The Savage Model 10mm has a very unique ignition system. It is an inline muzzleloader that uses a 209 primer module, which looks very similar to a neck-down version of a 45 Colt casing. The Model 10mm is a bolt action, and with the primer module being fully seated into the breech plug, the bolt locks down on the module, making this rifle very dependable in all weather conditions. But since Savage Arms discontinued this rifle, along with any parts that may be needed along the way, including these very cool primer modules, these modules are highly sought after items by those who still own one of these rifles. There are only a few who make them now, and it seems like that's only with custom orders. When I got this rifle, I also made it a point to purchase as many of these primer modules as I could find. They do eventually wear out, but each module is reusable and they last a long time. I'm lucky enough to have enough of these primer modules that will likely last me for my lifetime and then some. That was one of my smarter decisions that I've made. But unfortunately for me, it doesn't make up for my countless bad decisions. Hey, a win is a win, and I'll take it. For those of you who own one of these rifles, don't worry, all hope is not lost. If you don't want to find someone who makes the Model 10mm primer modules, I have read that there is a conversion kit that you can get that eliminates these primer modules altogether. I don't know much more than that, but I do know it's an option for you. The scope I'm using on this Savage Model 10mm is a BEC gold label 4x16x50 with a lighted reticle. Earlier today, I put the rifle up on my Bog Death Grip tripod and worked my Shorebilly Hocus Pocus skills to get this scope bore sighted and hopefully save us some time and money. So far, that Shorebilly Hocus Pocus bore sighting technique hasn't steered me wrong. We'll see today if it stays that way. And because I've never shot this rifle, I'm going to see how it shoots using a couple different brands of projectiles and powder charges. When I feel most confident with a particular setup, that's what I'll stick with and use it from there on out. I will be using Shadite Clarinox 209 shotshell primers in the Model 10mm primer modules. The powder that I'll be using to sight this rifle in are these Hodgdon Pyrodex 50/50 pellets, and the ammo I'll be shooting is the Hornady XTP 50 caliber saboted bullets. These sabots have a 44 caliber 240 grain jacketed hollow point bullet, so they are perfect for hunting medium to large game. Once I get the scope dialed in, I'll switch it up a bit and see how the 10 ml does with different ammo and powder charges. I'm going to try these Power Belt ELR 270 grain bullets with 100 and 150 grains of Pyrodex powder, which is 2 50 grain pellets or 3 50 grain pellets. I've really taken a liking to these Power Belt bullets. They are the same bullet that I use in the 50 caliber CVA Crossfire, and they load so much easier than the saboted bullets. Hopefully I won't have to make a drastic change to the scope to get these power belts on target. Well, the time has come. Let's head out to the range and finally get this muzzleloader dirty. I think it'll be a lot of fun and definitely something that you don't see many of these days. So, if all goes well, I'll see you back here in a bit for my final thoughts. What's up, everybody, and welcome to the range. A little bit different today. We are out here with the Savage 10 ml. And yes, the very rare Savage 10 ml. Not the ML2. This is the original Savage Model 10 ml that takes your modules with the 209 primers. They only ran these for a little while, and then they switched them over to the Savage 10 ML2s. But this is the first time that I've actually ever brought this thing out. It's been sitting in the boom boom room for years, quite a few years since it came out. It was bought and it's been sitting in the boom boom room. My dad bought it years ago, and it was intended to be used, and then my dad got cancer. So it sat around and never got fired. Well, that's about to change here today. Hopefully everything goes well. This is new to me. Like I said, I've been reading up on it as much as I can, and we're just going to kind of go with what we know, and hopefully everything goes as planned and we don't have any unexpected surprises, put it that way. But should be fun. Stay tuned. Hit that like button just in case we don't survive it. So it'd be nice to know that you at least liked it. Anyway, let's have some fun. Okay, we're on target. It's a little low.
Your center target down bottom.
Yeah. All right, try that. It's pretty cool, man. That's your module that your 209 primer goes in. So these things here are really cool, and these Savage 10 mls, a lot of people own them. That's the biggest problem they're having right now, is they can't find these. These are really hard to find. There are a couple companies who manufacture them. They kind of custom made thing, but to find original ones that actually came with the firearms back then, pretty cool. And I happen to have quite a few of these, thank goodness. These things are like gold. But that is your module that your primer goes in. It causes all this to work.
You don't need to shoot that anymore.
Wow.
Center.
Yeah, for all you probably didn't see it on camera, it is so cold out. Our hands are frozen, first of all. But loading the gun has been a chore. Sabots are going to fit snug in a muzzleloader. They're supposed to. Usually the tighter, the better. but sometimes that titer can be a real pain in the behind when it's in, you know, way below freezing. So it's been a struggle. And let's just say when you get ball starters for these, don't go with composite, because when it gets so cold, you put pressure on composite, it breaks. I had one completely shatter in my hand, and let's just say that we're very happy that 2 shots were dead center, honestly, and I'm ecstatic about that, because right now we're kind of at a loss for if we had to load this thing again without another ball starter, because the ramrod, of course, you would probably damage it. So we're going to let it ride as is. It's been it's a very cool muzzleloader, and I thought you guys would probably just enjoy seeing it, because like I said, this is a very rare one that's hardly able to find. You might be able to catch them every once in a while on certain websites that I can't say on here without getting dinged for it, but really nice. And it's nice to just see that an old gun like this, that's very heavy, made out of the old materials. You know, as far as modern muzzleloaders go, this is kind of one that broke the mold for modern muzzleloaders. And this was designed, it is designed to shoot smokeless powder. Never had any experience with it, and honestly, I don't like to mess with something like that when I don't have a lot of experience with it. So one of these days I'll learn from someone who is really experienced at it. They can teach me what they know, and then I'll feel comfortable with that. But until then, I'm happy with what we've got shooting 50-50 Pyrodex pellets out of this very cool muzzleloader. And will it be my ultimate go-to muzzleloader in the field? No, probably not. But it's just because I have other muzzleloaders that make more sense. They're lighter, easier to deal with. This is just one cool one that I have that is now going back after cleaning. It'll go back and it'll be my backup muzzleloader. All right, guys. So, of course, you see that it's a different day. We started off with the Savage Model 10 ML, and we were using Hornady XTPs, I believe is what it was, 240 grain. So they were a son of a gun to get to go into the barrel. Very, very tight, to the point where I snapped off a composite ball starter. So going to try something a little different. We're going to switch it over and try shooting these Power Belt ELR bullets. These things are the same bullets that I use in my CVA Crossfire, and I was amazed by how well they shot. But not just how well they shot, how well they loaded down the muzzle. So we're going to see if it works the same way with the Savage, and if it does, there's a good chance that from now on, when I use the Savage, I may be using these. Let's find out. All right, we are loaded up, and let's see what happens. Wow. This is one accurate rifle. Guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video on a very cold day out here to the range. Out here, beautiful snowy day. Something we don't get a chance to shoot in very much out here on the range. So it was actually a good day. Shooting the Savage Model 10 ML. Absolutely awesome gun. Thing is pinpoint accurate now that we've got her dialed in. and it's a great shooting gun. Now it's heavy, so you've got super light recoil, but man, this thing is nice. So if you guys get a chance to happen to come across an original Savage 10ml, one that was designed for shooting smokeless powder, please don't overlook it, because they are a shooter. But for now, we're going to get out of here because it's cold. So until next time, Savage model 10ml 50 cal muzzleloader. And this, my friends, yes, it is a bad dude. See it to kennel some of my final thoughts. Welcome back to the Boom Boom Room for my final thoughts on the First Shots Fired review of the Savage Model 10ml 50 caliber inline muzzleloader. This rifle proved to be a lot of fun and extremely accurate, even when using different powder charges and projectiles. I also learned a lesson. I'll never buy a plastic starter again or use one in below freezing temperatures. Other than my little mishap, it was still a great day to be out on the range, and the Savage Model 10ml performed as well as I had hoped it would. It's a heavier rifle, which helped minimize the felt recoil, even with the hotter loads. The rifle had zero blowback, with the primer module being completely encased inside the breech plug, and locking lugs on the bolt really seals up any gaps that could cause any blowback. It's also great because the ignition system is basically impervious to inclement weather, which has always been a muzzleloader hunter's biggest adversary. The trigger on the 10ml is as good as any centerfire rifle that I've ever used, and the action is just very smooth. The Savage Model 10ml has most definitely earned my trust, and I look forward to getting it out in the field chasing some of those big old swamp donkeys. The Dog Pound will be hitting the road in the month of February, and hopefully we will get a chance to meet a lot of you at one of these shows. Our first stop will be at the Great American Outdoor Show in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. If you live in the Northeast U.S. or plan on attending the show, please stop by booth number 4219, which is the TIMBERTRAIL e-bikes booth located over in the West Hall. Tammy and I will be there at the booth all day on Saturday, February the 3rd, which is also opening day of the show. Stop by and say hello, and you can also meet and talk to the owners of TIMBERTRAIL e-bikes. You can check out all their bikes and maybe take a test ride. Them things are amazing. Just check out the short video I did on their bikes and some of the accessories that are available for them. They made me a believer, and they can really improve your hunting excursions. If you're a channel member, you will get a free gift from us at the show. So we hope to see you on Saturday, February 3rd in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Please don't forget to smash that like button on this video, and if you enjoy the content that you see here on our channel, it helps us a lot if you hit that subscribe button. You can always unsubscribe later on if you suddenly have a change of heart. Even if you don't want to subscribe to our channel, please make sure you are subscribed to your favorite Pro 2A channels. All of us are working very hard to keep this type of content alive and well here on this platform, but we need your help to get our content out so it can be seen by everyone who shares our passion. So, from all of us here at the Dog Pound, thank you in advance for caring enough to do so. I'd like to thank the following businesses for all the help they've given to the channel: STEELE'S Gun Shop, SPLATTERBURST Targets, BALLISTOL, TIMBERTRAIL e-bikes, and the Scent Stopper. We couldn't do this without their support. Be sure to check them all out, because all their information will be included right down here in the description of this video. And as always, my fellow freedom-loving family, may y'all live as long as you want, never want as long as you live. Shoot straight, shoot often, stay safe, but most importantly, God bless you and yours. I'm M-Dog, and I'll see you next time on the Dog Pound. Savage, the original Model 10 ML. This thing is an absolute beast. Awesome, classic, very innovative at the time black powder rifle. So, with that being said, me and this bad dude right here, We gone.